Welcome back to Total Pulse Sports. Coach Hutchings here, talking a little bit of F1 as the season has finally finished. It was definitely an exciting season to an extent until Max Verstappen just went off the rails and just won so many races. So big props to him with 15 race wins, which is a record for Formula One. The interesting thing about the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was that the finishing order was actually the exact same finishing order for the championship. You had Max number one, you had Charles Leclerc number two, and Sergio Checo Perez number three. One of the things that kind of blows my mind about Formula One, though, is the amount of times that, or the good times that people can get during the qualifying sessions when you've got Max hitting a 123 to get pole, but the fastest lap in the race was Lando Norris with the 128. So I understand there's traffic. I understand there's all sorts of different things. But you would imagine, though, you put on some soft tires, you're trying to do a good run, that you're going to still be close. But 5 seconds off is still a little bit something I think that they can definitely work on with some changes into next season. As we get into next season, doesn't come back around until March, even though they're already doing some testing right now coming up in the next few weeks. It's still going to be hopefully something that we can all enjoy and see an exciting closer season, because Max was number two in terms of the biggest gap between championship number one winner and number two Charles Leclerc, with I think it was something over 200 points. So when it comes to Formula One, like I've told in earlier videos, it has been much more exciting than watching NASCAR. I've watched some other type of races too, some dirt races. I've got some channels where I can watch some interesting races all around through Florida and other parts of the world. But Formula One still is the big draw. I'm very excited about heading to that Las Vegas Grand Prix next November. But I am interested in finding out what's going to happen there, considering, I paid quite a bit of money in terms of my experience, my money. But they're offering $1 million packages. If you're offering $1 million, they better put your butt inside of a Formula One car and at least get you a lap around the track, a few laps, because that's an outrageous amount of money. And when I've talked to people that have gone and they've been able to see an entire weekend for a few $100s, you can't even get a night at a hotel for a few $100s right now. It is absolutely insane. But getting back to the final race of the season, it was honestly mediocre at best. It was some exciting parts, but realistically, in terms of Formula One, there's still some work that needs to be done to make it more exciting for the everyday fan. And again, with the way that the Formula One broadcasters go, I feel unless you're buying, the F1 package, or you have Sky Sports or something where you can check out all the different car angles, realistically, the directors are just not doing a good job of making sure that you're seeing the most exciting parts of the race. The commentators even themselves have said, oh, we're going to check out this. Well, maybe not. We're going to go watch the number 17 car go around the circuit. It just doesn't make sense to me that you have to think about these producers and directors putting themselves in a position to continue to grow the sport. Maybe they're saving it all for Drive to Survive, all the good action that happens. But if you want to create more fans, more people enjoying the sport, obviously it still is the highest level it's been in a long, long time, if forever. You have to make sure that those Sunday races are going to be the top-notch production that you can have. They're 90 minutes long, again, sometimes maybe 2 hours. When you're sitting down, the races are supposed to be exciting, fast-paced, lots of people, wheel-to-wheel racing, lots of people passing and overtaking. And there was some overtakes, but it was interesting that they didn't really happen where you would think that they would happen in that race. So there are some things that have changed and gone in Formula One's favor, but there's a lot of things that need to change. And again, you got to get more people involved, and you can't be having these tickets starting out at $4,000 or $500 for standing room only and offering $1 million packages. It's already a sport that if you want to actually be a driver in that sport, if you don't have millions of dollars in your family and your trust fund, you're not going to get there. And right now, the United States, we finally got a U.S. driver coming in next season for Williams, Logan Sargent. Very interesting to see what he's going to do, but he's going to be for Williams. And Williams is notorious for finishing in the bottom five all the time. So it's definitely good getting him a start. I will say the standout driver of the entire season is definitely going to be George Russell. I just think just being behind the wheel of a Mercedes is probably one of the big things. But you can say this thing for Lewis Hamilton. Not winning a race this season is huge when you're talking about, a multi-time world champion getting out there and never finishing on that top spot on the podium. It's a definitely up and down who's going to win these races, but it's always going to be those big three: Mercedes, Red Bull, and Ferrari. So we're going to have to see a little bit more competition from those lower teams. But obviously, COVID threw a huge wrench in everything. So overall, I give the season a C in terms of grade. I just feel that you can't have somebody like Charles Leclerc getting all of these pole positions and then having mechanical issues. I mean, there are memes out there where Ferrari just in clown masks. The strategy was terrible a lot of the times. And, Verstappen just was out there having a nice, easy breezy Sunday drive most of the time. But 15 wins, congratulations to him. Checo, we know that there was some stuff going on there with Max. But even if he had let you through, he wouldn't have got you up there to that second place in the championship for the teams. So hoping that the next year brings in some more entertainment, more excitement, and hopefully these ticket prices come down so your average everyday fan gets an opportunity to go and check out such an amazing thing. And the biggest thing is the feat of engineering it takes to make these vehicles go as fast as they go. So that's my thoughts on this most recent Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the most recent Formula One season. So Total Pole Sports, thanks for checking in. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check out those videos below. We'll see you later.